Hello and a very warm welcome to all of you. You're tuned into BNS and the stock game on ET Now. I'm Megha Chadha.
And I'm Devina Menon. Before we go across and get you day 3 and the portfolios of our 3 experts, let's just quickly explain to you. I'm sure you all know by now how this game is played. But just to tell you, it's a notional amount and it's a portfolio building exercise that we have with our experts. So 5 lakh rupees of notional amount is given to 3 experts who join us every week, and they have to deploy that in 4 stocks. They can use to go ahead and take a position in the futures and options space as well, but that's just one stock. The others have to be in the cash market. If it's an intraday short in the cash market, it will be squared off at the end of the trading session. They have to compulsorily churn 2 stocks in their portfolio on a daily basis, and they can churn even more if at all the targets and stop losses have been hit and triggered. This exercise will continue till Friday, when we will announce our weekly winner, which is the expert who has made the maximum amount of money. Let's quickly run you through their portfolios as of day 2 and how it shaped up before we go ahead and discuss their new portfolios in greater detail. So as of yesterday, this is how Sharmila Joshi's portfolio looked like. She had got all long positions in a BGR Energy. She had a CCL products as well, Texmaco and Rainbow Papers hitting its target price yesterday, doing really well. Coming down to Sandeep Wagle and his portfolio as of day 2, this is what it looked like. He was the winner by the end of the trading session yesterday. MRF, MRPL, he had a Tata Global Beverages and a Nelco in his portfolio. Once again, a long-only portfolio from Sandeep as well. Down to Amit's portfolio then, he had got 3 buys and 1 sell. He had gone long in a Surya Roshni, a Natco Pharma. The other stock that he had in his portfolio was a Jubilant Foods, and he went short on GTL July futures, which did not work out in his favor. Let's get on board all our 3 experts then to take you through day 3 and the stocks that they've picked out for you. You've got Sharmila Joshi as always, Sandeep Wagle and Amit Goyal. Sharmila, new day, new stocks, run us through your portfolio.
Yes, completely new portfolio for the day, 4 new stocks, all from the mid-cap space. The first one is Patel Engineering, which I bought with a target of 162 and a stop loss of 155. I think the stop loss on that has been triggered. Then I have Havells with a target of 406 and a stop loss of 390. There I think things look so far. Dish TV with a target of 95 and a stop loss of 89 quarter. There again I believe the stop loss should be triggered. And Varun Industries, which I bought with a target of 231 half and a stop loss of 222. I think that should have made me some money. So not a great day for me, I'm sure.
Right, and Sandeep, going across to you, tell us about your portfolio today. I see that you've retained 2 of your picks from yesterday. Sandeep, if you could take us through your portfolio for today's session.
Yes. I have retained a Nelco which has been up. It just missed the target by 20 paise. Though it is down today, I think it should reach its target by end of the day or maybe tomorrow. I have retained the Tata Global which is moving sideways over the last few hours, and I expect the move to start by the later half of the day. I have added on a M&M and I have added on a Voltas. I would say they are not doing that well, but it is not bad. I think if the market picks up, Nifty picks up, I think these stocks will outperform.
Oh yes, and not to worry at all, because we're just at the mid of the week. You've got 2 more days to trade and 2 more days to regain whatever has been lost out. So not to worry for any of our experts at this point in time. Sandeep Wagle also running us through his portfolio. Amit, you've got your strategy pretty much chalked out like yesterday. You've got 3 longs and 1 short.
Yeah, absolutely. I continue to do a long short both, and I continue to focus on small caps and mid caps as far as my longs is concerned. And it didn't work very well for me last 2 days, but hopefully it's still early days, and hopefully it should work out today and the next 2 days as well. Today my picks are NRB Bearing, where I have a target of 54 and a stop loss at 46. I have a Cox and Kings where my target is 206 and my stop loss is 196. I have a Oriental Hotel where my target is 33 and my stop loss is 27 and a half. And I've gone short on Crompton Greaves July futures with a target at 258 and a stop loss at 264.
Alright, so that is Amit's portfolio as on day 3. We've run you through all our experts in their portfolios. Let's quickly give you a glimpse of the position that they are at this point in time. So that's Sharmila Joshi's portfolio. Patel Engineering, Havells, a Dish TV and a Varun Industries is what she has. She's making good money on Havells and Varun Industries Overall, 15,000 rupees is what Sharmila is making at this point in time. Sandeep Wagle, and he's got more pain in his portfolio except for Nelco, where he's been holding on to it since day 2, which is making him some money. But the new picks today, M&M and Voltas, not working too well, but still making about closer to 19,500 rupees. And finally, on to Amit Goel and his portfolio. Good gains coming across the board on an NRB Bearings, Custom Kings and Oriental Hotels, which is up closer to 9.5% right now. So taking the lead, and a big jump or a leap, if we can say, with that one stock. He's making 36,600 rupees as of day 3. So the table is pretty much turned, but still got 3 more days to go. Let's take on the first stock in Sharmila's portfolio, discuss that in greater detail. Sharmila, Patel Engineering is what you picked out.
Yes, I think my broader sense is that this whole pack has really not been doing well, because we've really seen a slowdown in the kind of orders that these companies would get, whether it's road projects or whether it is power projects, etc. But I think things are beginning to change. We've seen Patel Engineering in the last couple of months either being a preferred bidder or getting some upgradation contracts for highways, or being a preferred bidder for some of the new highways coming up. So I think this year should be a substantially better year for them, and the correction has really, whatever was the bad news, I think is gotten factored in to the price of Patel Engineering. So which is the reason why I think that the stock now looks fairly attractive. So I had a buy on this with a target of for a day target of 162, but I think this can easily take you to about a 190, 195 kind of level if you have a 5-6 month horizon.
Right. So, of course, we've seen the stop loss on that one getting triggered, in fact, in today's session. But, Sandeep, you've held on to that Tata Global Beverages with a target of about 109.3 from yesterday.
Yes, Megha. Yesterday the stock was a little on the corrective side. Today it has started moving up, maybe consolidating a bit, but I expect 108 to be broken out. The next target is 109. And the longer term target in this stock is around 120, 125, though I have mentioned a target of 109 because of the constraints of the show. But I think over the next few weeks, traders or position traders can do well to hold on for a target of around 120, 125.
Alright, so maybe over the next few weeks you can still get a greater upside target of about 125 odd. But Sandeep, with the restrictions of the show and keeping the limited time horizon in mind, has given him a target of 109, just closer to the target, just about 4 or 5 rupees short. Pull out an NRB bearing as well, and that stock is the stock that Amit Goel has picked out. Amit, while we're talking about the fundamental side, the movement in this stock also has not been too pronounced. Why have you chosen this one?
See, it's again, I think it's a classical case of mispricing by the market. I think market has simply ignored many of its gems, which are available at very attractive valuations, but just don't seem to move. And I think NRB Bearings is also one of them. The 52-week low on the stock is around 40, and it is still available at around 52 rupees or so. I think it's a very good stock. It's a leading player of anti-friction bearings in the country, and the company's turnover has gone up by 35% last year, and the PAT has gone up by 120%. So it has managed the turnover as well as the margin pressures very well. And now with steel and other metal prices coming down slightly, I think going forward it should be even better for the company. It's a regular dividend paying stock as well, so fundamentally you can't fault it. I think it's a brilliant stock, and if one holds on to it for long term, one can clearly make 100, even 200%. But for today my target is only 54, but I think it's clearly a long term stock.
Alright, target at 54, but that has been triggered already. Amit, so congratulations on that one. In early morning trade that got triggered, after which the stock started to move lower, but still higher by 4%. On a yearly basis, still not, however, doing too much. Sandeep, the recent rally over the last 7 days has probably pushed up this stock closer to 10 odd %, but is it likely to continue? While Amit's target has been hit today, what's your own outlook on the charts?
Well, the pattern seems to be fairly positive, though I am a little worried on the volume count. I mean, 5, 7, 8,000 volume does not mean anything. But nevertheless, I think once this immediately I see a target of 62, immediately as in a few weeks, I am talking of a little longer time. And the monthly chart, once above 62, 63, this stock can really give a big move, and that could be somewhere around 85 or 90. And the pattern is quite positive over the medium to long term is what I would say. So I would be with Amit in that sense. I mean, if he has the fundamentals technically also at this level or maybe above 62, one can add on, that will give momentum to the stock, and the pattern is positive over the medium to long term is what I would say.
Okay, so both are technical as well as fundamental experts, quite bullish on the prospects for an NRB bearings, in fact, and you could still be accumulating that stock as per Sandeep. But Sharmila, your next pick is Havells, and you've got a fair bit of fundamental news around Havells. We've seen the Sylvania arm really turn around, but we did have a bit of an impact after from the European operations, possibly after globally we had Philips talking about a possible downturn coming in for Europe. But still, you've taken it as one of your buy picks today with a target of about 406.
Absolutely. I think, as you mentioned, there was news where Philips said that they could see a slowdown in Europe, and for some reason, this was kind of taken as a negative news for Havells, and you saw really the sell-off coming on Havells because of that. But I think the concerns over there are clearly overdone. I mean, I think even if you were to go with what Philips were to say, and you did see a slowdown in Europe, I think what we must remember is that for Havells, Sylvania is a new unit, and they have a couple of factories in Europe, one in Latin America, one in Africa, and over the last couple of years, they've been getting the operations in line, and this was the first year when actually unexpectedly you saw really Sylvania coming into the black. So that was really a good performance from Sylvania, and since they're growing from a smaller base, I would expect that that would continue without really too much issue. I mean, where's the question of really a slowdown there? And I think domestically they're doing fabulously. They're getting into domestic appliances. That is going to become a big business for them going ahead. All their other verticals, whether it's cables and wires, switch gears, everything is growing at about 15-20% if you were to every division. So I think definitely, and this whole consumption space is a story that markets like. We have seen the buying that's come into, for instance, a Jubilant Food or a VIP Industries or a Titan. So I would expect that Havells would be the next logical stock to really join that bandwagon, and really where people will start paying attention to it again post this correction. So I think this stock has a long way to go. I've given it a day target of 406.
406, current market price of 400, just 6 rupees short, and we've still got the entire second half of the trading session left. So possibly target hit could come about as well. On to you, Sandeep, and you held on to a Nelco from yesterday, and a target of 82.2 is what you have. But maybe even for the week or maybe 2 weeks, what's the outlook for Nelco?
Well, my longer term target in Nelco, Devina, is somewhere around 89 to 90. And it's made a rounding bottom pattern, and the breakout came in a day before, and even though it did not, it just almost touched the target, missed it by 20 paise, and sooner or later it will do that. But position traders with a 2 week, 3 week time horizon can buy this stock, and I expect 89.90 to come in over the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, so an 89.90 possibly over the next 2 to 3 weeks. But Amit, your next pick is a Cox and Kings, and congratulations once again to you. That's another one that's hit the target, although the stock really hasn't moved much, over the last, from the beginning of this year. In fact, it's been down about 20-odd%.
Yeah. See, Cox and Kings is a leading player in both inbound and outbound tourism from India and into India. So it's a high volume player, and the turnovers have been growing consistently for the last many years. The operating margins are very high for the company. The operating profit margin is something like 42%, and the company has a very nice profitability record as well. I think the stock is underpriced at these levels, and while it may not be a multi-bagger because it's a relatively larger cap stock, so the price discovery is obviously better than some of those hidden value small caps and mid caps. But I still think that it can consistently generate a return of 15 to 20% per annum. So it's a good stock to hold for long term, and particularly international tourists are now rediscovering India in a big way. So I think, and plus Indian tourists are also going to overseas locations in a very, very big way. So I think the company should do very well for at least the next 3 to 5 years.
Cox and Kings over the next 3 to 5 years is likely to do really well. But just to pull up a Thomson Cook as well, you know, but both from the same industry, so to speak, tourism industry. Yesterday you had the management of Thomas Cook also coming out and saying that the prospects look good. Today, however, not doing a whole lot. But technically, Sandeep, a quick word and a quick comparison between the two, a Cox and Kings and a Thomas Cook.
I think more or less they are the same. Less volumes in both Thomas Cook as well as Cox and Kings. Both patterns I would term possibly Cox and Kings as a little bit one shade better, and I think Cox and Kings can go to somewhere around 220 or so. Thomas Cook on the other hand remains more sideways. I don't see it crossing 54 immediately. Downside 50 is a strong support. So 50 to 54 is the band for Thomas Cook is what I would say.
Alright, so those are the two stocks and a quick technical check as well. A quick calculated check for all our three experts to say where they're currently positioned. And that's Sharmila Joshi's portfolio. She's making good gains on two stocks. Almost 3% gains for the entire portfolio, 14,500 rupees. Coming to Sandeep Wagle and his portfolio, he was winning up until yesterday, but today a slight bit of a U-turn has come about in some of the stocks. He's making still a good gain of about 3.5%, so closer to 18,500 rupees. And Amit Goel, a complete leap is what he's taken. All the stocks that he has in his portfolio have been making splendid moves, and as we spoke, NRB Bearing has shot up 7%. So overall, we've seen Amit Goel making a spectacular amount today. On that note, we'll step into a short break.
Absolutely right, and we'll be back with the other two picks from each of our experts. But for now, this is how you can participate on BNSN. You can write into us at bnsn@etnow.tv. You could also SMS BNSN at 58888. You could also call in us and join us live at 022 24837 111.
Hi there, you're still tuned into BNSN, the stock game right here on ET Now. We've got stock number 3 and stock number 4 left to address from all our three experts. Let's start off with Sharmila Joshi. And the number 3 stock is the Dish TV. Sharmila, obviously we've got the FIPB meeting today to discuss FDI limit hike and to get an approval for that, which would obviously be a big kicker for Dish TV as well. But we've got Morgan Stanley, which has actually downgraded the counter.
Yes, I think that Dish TV, if you really look at it in the last couple of months, then you would really see a changed kind of a perception for the stock, as well as the way brokerages have now begun to cover it. Because I think what we must also remember is that these kind of businesses do have a fairly long capex period, and before it really starts showing in the numbers. So I think it's a combination of things. It's the way you're seeing subscribers getting added, those economies going in Dish TV's favor, the kind of percentage of subscriber base they have, etc. And I think what you mentioned. I think the reason why I really spoke of the stock today was the fact that there's a very strong buzz in the market that you will be hearing something on FDI very soon, and the approval for Dish TV FIPB is very much on the cards. And I think if that happens, then you will really see the stock go to the next level, because it's already, I think, very close to its 52-week high. So I think broker upgrades, downgrades, that will depend on their perception. But I think that potentially this could be good news for both Dish TV as well as the entertainment.
Absolutely right, Sharmila. In fact, we'll be keenly waiting and watching to see what news develops on that front. But the stop loss of about 89.25 already getting triggered on a Dish TV. But Sandeep, going across to you, your next pick is a Mahindra and Mahindra. Why have you chosen that in your portfolio today?
Well, yesterday most of the auto stocks moved up, and Mahindra, which had been sideways for the past 3-4 days, started the move yesterday, and it gave a clear breakout at a level of around 710, 711. And I think once above that, at a current level of 750, it has the strength to go to somewhere around 735 or so. And my target is 734 and my stop loss is 700 and 550. So I think the Nifty, if it just manages to stay on in this range, I think Mahindra and Mahindra will outperform, and I'm playing for a 2-2.5% target.
2-2.5% target on an M&M. If Nifty stays in this range, you can expect Mahindra and Mahindra to outperform, according to Sandeep Wagle. On to you, Amit. And Oriental Hotels is what you've selected in your portfolio. Keeping a track of how most of the hotel stocks have been doing, you've seen marginal moves coming about, and just about few stocks like a Hotel Leela has probably seen some movement. You've chosen an Orient Hotel, but it's really worked out for you this time around.
Yeah, see, again, Oriental Hotel is a classic case of a hidden diamond. Not many people would know that Oriental Hotel actually owns and runs many Taj properties in South India. And South India is actually nowadays a lot of tourists are rediscovering South India, and particularly Kerala, Chennai, and some of the other locations. And some of the prime properties which the company runs are Taj Coromandel, Taj Malabar, then Gateway properties at Kunnur, and the Vivanta properties at Trivandrum, Fisherman's Cove, and now there is one very new property and a great property coming up at Coimbatore. So it's a great company with a great brand, great management. It has a 20-year dividend paying track record. It paid 75% dividend last year. It's paying 80% dividend this year, and the stock is still come dividend. So and the dividend is happening in July only. So it's a fundamentally, in my opinion, a hidden diamond, and it's only a matter of time before the market discovers its true value. It's still quoting at around 10-15% higher than its 52-week low. I think the stock deserves to be much higher. So I would prefer to hold on to it for for many years maybe. And but of course for today my target was only 33.
Right. So the target clearly getting hit in the early part of the day. The stock currently also up about almost 5% But Sharmila, so going across, so you've got a Varun Industries. We had some bit of news coming out towards the latter half of the day. Yesterday we saw the stock quite a bit spike up after the news came out that they've discovered about 10 mining blocks in Madagascar. Is that why you picked it up today? Because you expected the rub-off to continue today as well?
Absolutely, because I think this could potentially be a game changer for Varun Industries, because I think if you just look at what they're talking about, then they are talking of rare earth mineral discovery in Madagascar and world-class ilmenite. So I think, if you were to see, just do a like a back of the envelope kind of a calculation, then if you're looking at $500 per ton kind of a valuation for a 266 million ton discovery that they've got, then you're really talking of big numbers. I think also you must like what I've been given to understand is that they will start mining this very soon, as soon as September, and the fact that it's easy to mine in the sense that this is in loose sand, so it's not that you have to excavate very deeply or anything. So I think part of the gains of this mine you will start seeing coming into the numbers of Varun Industries almost immediately. So I think that this is definitely a stock that you should keep on your radar and follow the news story on this. But this development in itself is very exciting, and I think it really warrants a look.
All right, so that is Varun Industries, which is up about 1.3% in intraday trade. Shamila likes this counter. On to the next stock, and that one is a Voltas. They've done well over the last two trading sessions. Sandeep, you picked this one out.
Well, Devina, yes, yesterday was one of the days where it had a great price move along with a volume breakout, and normally when such things happen, the move continues. Unfortunate that it is not, but that is the markets for you, that is how they behave. I only hope that my stop loss of 165 does not get triggered, though it is very close to that. I still hope that it will start the move, and once above 170, the target could be over 180 to 185, though I have maintained that target of 174 for the show over the next 1 or 2 days, but medium term target over the next few weeks is around 184, 185.
Okay, Sandeep. So of course that counter quite close to its stop loss then. And Amit, on to your last pick. You've gone short on a Crompton Greaves July futures with a target of about 258.
Yes. See, with markets at these levels, I always prefer to have some sort of a hedge. With 3 stocks long, I thought it would be a good idea to have at least 1 stock short, just in case the market tanks. And I thought Crompton Greaves is a good alternative to go short, because the company is quite richly valued. The P ratio is around 19, and the company is facing a lot of margin pressures because of competition from China and because of input costs. And plus, I think the capital expenditure cycle, the investment cycle seems to be turning, with bank credit becoming more expensive. So I think that for the next few quarters, Crompton Greaves is probably going to underperform. So I think it's a good stock to actually hedge your long positions with, and I would prefer to sit short on this counter for at least I would say the next few weeks and maybe even a few months. But for today, my target was only 258.
All right, 258 was the target, very close to that. 259.5 is where it's trading at, but we've gone short on this one. Amit has gone short on this one right now, just flat as flat can be. On that note, let's quickly run you through their calculator pace. We've run you through each of their individual stock picks, and that's the final tally as of right now. We've got Sharmila Joshi, like always. We've been talking about 14,500, still persistent at that level. Good gains coming in over the last 2 days. Sandeep Wagle, the leader of the first 2 days, losing out on 3 of his counters, only making on a Nelco, so 3.5%, 19,200 rupees is what he's making. And Amit Goel has taken the lead right now. All of his stocks making good money, and the total gain of closer to about almost 7.5%, so closer to about 38,000 rupees is what he's making. To thank all our experts for joining us, Sharmila, Sandeep and Amit, thanks very much for joining in and playing the stock game with us this morning. But let's hear out from the finance minister, and the need to have a more stable statistical data flow is what he's trying to say. Let's hear him out.
Criticized the data that comes on WPI and IIP, saying that because of this there is suboptimal policy formation. And so what you have
No, we shall have to make a more stable flow of this data from different sources.
Are you going to respond to the SIP order?
Right, and let's slip into a very quick break. But when we come back, we'll be back with Portfolio Advisor, and we'll be looking at the portfolio of Sujoy Mondal. So don't go anywhere. And here's how you can participate on Buy Now, Sell Now, a one-stop shop for all your queries. You can write into us at bnsn@etnow.tv. You could also SMS BNSN at 58888. You could also call in at 022 248 37 111.